Hi, friends. My name's Juesto Enrico. I'm the host of Talking Fitness People. I am motivated to nothing. I do have a little motivation. It's not really true. I'm motivated to smoke a bowl pretty soon. I just woke up, made myself a cup of coffee, had a cigarette. I haven't even smoked my first bong rip of the day yet. That's how early it is. I did go pee. I'm not going to deny that. I went pee. There's no point in denying that. That's just true. There's no fighting that truth. Who's texting me at 7 in the morning and why? Oh, 7:20 actually in the AM right now. I've got my kitty Meow here. Hi, kitty. She's having an important day. She's got a lot of important things on the agenda for today. Isn't that right, kitty? I'm gonna go talk to Trouble. Trouble's the other cat we got around here. He's a tomcat. He's in trouble because he's trouble. You know. PP is not mate with a bull. But Trouble, I don't think Trouble quite gets that. Trouble thinks he's going to poke. It's not going to happen. PP's not into getting poked anymore. She has had her uterus removed or whatever. So when you've got a cat who's not down to get humped, you got another cat who's really into humping, there's some conflict. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Will everybody please look who is here? It's Kankan Krishna Sarma Pagu. She's here with her name. She's Kankan Krishna Sarma Pagu. There's no avoiding it. Now it's time for the first bong rip of the day. I'm going to take some morning lung preventative measures. Now, for those of you who missed my previous educational lectures on morning lung is a phenomenon that you get when you pull your first bong rip of the day. Your lungs aren't fully prepared for it. They're like, I don't know. I'm kind of clogged up right now. I don't know if I want this bong rip. But they do want it, but sometimes they'll cough a little extra. So you can help prevent morning lung by doing a little coughing ahead of time. Like that. All right, here we go. First bong rip of the day. Hopefully, Rachel's also somewhere in the East Coast smoking the same strain as me right now. As you can see, I had to pull that bong rip up short because of morning lung. If you suffer from morning lung too, don't be too worried, because I've always found the solution to morning lung is to smoke more bong rips. So that's what I'm going to do. PP, you want a bong rip? Look how you're sitting, P. It's a very silly way to be sitting. Yes, you're a very silly kitty. Yes, you are. Why are you sitting like that? You see how Pee-Pee is sitting like a person? She's sitting on her butt. She's a good kitty. There's no disputing that. Very, very, very good kitty. I'm a little gassy this morning, so you might want to hold your nose. Here we go. Bong rip number 2. You can see me suffering from the symptoms of morning lung there. Oh, the pea. Such a noble and regal kitty friend. Now I heard my phone make a sound. But where is my phone? That's the question. Answer is nobody knows. Nobody knows where my phone is. Well, it'll turn up, I'm sure. There it is. I found it. Okay, I've got some bad news, everybody. All 3 of you. I have to poop right now. So can you just stay here for a second? I'll be back. I really have to poop. I should have pooped before I started this stream, but it's really like pushing its way out my butt right now. know. Oh, you out of food? Here. Let me do some more. There, and there you go, baby. You're a very good kitty. Yes, I know. I've heard the good news so many times now. Well, friends, I pooped. I successfully pooped. And I want to let you guys know about my poop. It really was one to write home about. It was like a magnificent one-piecer. Just, you just can't believe that ship just keeps on coming, you know? It's like that, the big ship in The Empire Strikes Back or in Star Wars, it starts the movie where it's just like, and it just keeps on sliding by. You keep thinking that must break into two ships at some point. No. It was all one massive poop. I mean, as far as I could tell, based on the size of it, it must have stretched from my waist all the way up to the top of my chest. Octavio Silva's going away because he's sick. You can't even make sounds now. Why can't you make sounds? Have you lost your voice box? Is my Rachel LaPalosa here? I love my Rachel LaPalosa. She's my hero. She's my special hero. Anyway, I am done pooping. Hayden Capodona's here. He's curious about my poop. Octavio Silva's here. He's curious about my poop. Are ENFPs good or bad at reading people? We are good at reading groups. We are not so good at reading specific people and their relationships to us. So, like, if I'm doing a speech in front of a group of people, I will be very good at reading the mood of the group. And I may even be good at reading individuals within the group as they are, as a group, responding to what I'm doing. But have you considered offering the priest a bong rip? That'll usually interrupt the process for you. Excuse me. Shh, priest, stop mantering for a second. Listen, I've brought you this bong rip. It's got a special dusting of curry on top of it. So it's a curried bong rip. You know, I've seen flavored weed stuff a lot of times. A lot of shit gets flavored weed. Okay? I've never seen a curry flavored weed, though. And I think it's time. I am tired of the Indian subcontinent being left out of bong flavoring things. You're going to try that once more? Okay, you try that once more. Which mantra is he on? Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt, but which mantra are you on? How many more do you have to go? 6? How long does each one take? What do you mean, shh? They're doing this puja for me so the bad planetary influences stay away from me. Well, don't push the bad planetary influences into my yard. King Krishna Sarapagoo. You tell that priest not to sweep the bad planetary influences into my yard, okay? Tell him to sweep them the other direction. Sweep them into, what's your neighbor's name? I don't know. Some other Indian name. So tell him to sweep them into Freddie Candren's yard. She's not been around here for a while. Tell him Freddie Candren wants the bad planetary influence, not me. I gotta say though, King Krishna Sarpagoo, I appreciate your rebelliousness. You've got a priest chanting at your house to move planets around for you, and you're on your phone listening or at least typing with the Talking with Famous People live stream. That's good. I appreciate that. That shows you got your priorities straight. And that's important to me. Yeah, where is Shreddy Chandran? Huh? Where are you, Shreddy Chandran? Do you think that we could just go through life having had some Shreddy Chandran in our life and then suddenly just take it away, deny us any Shreddy Chandran at all, and that's okay? Gosh, Shreddy Chandran. Gosh. No. You get us all addicted to a little Shreddy Chandran now and again, and then you just disappear. What's up with that? Who's King Krishna's Sarma Pagu's other Indian chick? You are. You guys just disappear? Then she'll be the only one. She doesn't want that. It's like Octavio Silva. He needs Armando Santiago Suarez to be the other Mexican sounding guy. Okay? Or Hayden Capadona. He needs Julian Sardonicist, the other mixture of American and Greek Italian-y sounding names. Hey, you're messing with my narrative here, Hayden. Shh. That's not the story I'm telling. Octavio Silva, shh. That's not the story I'm telling. Okay? God. You guys are messing up my stories. You all have to be caricatures of yourself. You don't get to be real people. You're caricatures, goddammit. Now you play the role that I assign you. Everybody knows that. God. It is so frustrating dealing with you people sometimes. It's like you don't even listen to me. I'm the internet guru, okay? I'm the internet guru. I'm the one who's reached enlightenment all the way already. You guys are still like level 1 or level 2 or whatever. You need to listen to me. I'm level 9. That's as high as you get. It's the highest level you can get to. It doesn't get any higher than level 9. Level 10 is just another way of saying level 1. Okay? Now, please. Hey. Hey. You know. Shoot. He doesn't like you very much. I'll put the food out for you. Here, hold on. Boy, Trouble's here, everybody. Trouble is here. Trouble's here. Here, Trouble. Trouble's here, and PP's not liking it. So, for those of you who don't know Trouble, Trouble is this gray cat. He's a tomcat, and he's also, feral or whatever. Like, he doesn't have a place to live, I don't think. So, I feed him periodically. I try to feed him every day-ish. But PP really doesn't like him. She's really opposed to Trouble. So there's a little bit of a ongoing battle happening around here between PP and Trouble. I think if Pee had her way, she wouldn't have me feeding Trouble at all. But you know, he's hungry. I feel bad, so I just feed him. I can't just let a hungry kitty go unfed. It's just not cool, you know? So, I don't really have a whole lot of choice as to feeding the cat, I guess you could say. What? Where's my hands? There's this one hand. The truth is, believe it or not, Trouble's really quite a handsome cat. Quite an appealing kitty. He's got a very appealing face. Yeah. It's funny you say hidden ESTJ mom watching soap operas. My ESTJ grandmother watched soap operas and referred to them as her stories. She was such an ESTJ, my grandmother. It's funny how, like, what a good grandmother she was and how little affection she gave me. All the affection I got from my mom and my, thanks Octavia Silva, that will help their relationship. I'm quite sure that PP and Trouble will get along better if there are more likes on this video. Since they both are subscribers, both PP and Trouble subscribe to my channel. Anyway, what stories am I telling today? Right. I'm telling about how Octavio Silva is a small Mexican boy living in a pueblo that has too many chupacabras. Okay? And I'm telling the story about how Hayden Capadona is a disaffected youth who calls things crummy all the time and lives in Italy. Rachel Apollosa, you're the Italy of my heart. True. Meanwhile, Can Krishna Sarmapagu is in trouble. And why? Because the priest accidentally said the wrong mantra on mantra 5, and now the planets are hitting her right in the back of the head. Well, because that's what your name suggests, Hayden Capadona. Therefore, it's true. That's the story I'm telling. Can Krishna Sarmapagu, tell him. Stop him. Tell him he's saying the wrong mantra right now. Otherwise, you're going to get Mars hit you right in the ass. You want that to happen? You want to get it? You want to get your ass kicked by Mars? I don't think so. Mars is a lot bigger than you, King Krishna Sarmapagu. A lot bigger. You are minuscule in comparison to the planet Mars. You stand no chance. You can't jeopardize the mantras? Are you sure he's doing it right, though? That's what I have a feeling. I tell you what I'm going to do to help your magical changes. I'm going to transubstantiate this bong rip to your priest while he's doing the mantras. That's going to make him double right, okay? Can Krishna Sarmapagu's priest, I hereby transubstantiate you this bong rip. Hi, Winston's mom. Okay, King Krishna Sarmapagu, did he just pause and go? Oh, yeah, that's a bell ringer. Did he just pause and say that? I bet he did. Yes, my Rachel is in New York, but we are connected. We are metaphysically connected by a couple of multiple things, but one of these things is we have the same strain of weed. It warms my heart. Yeah, it will splash over a little bit onto you. I should have put a sign up. You may get wet on this ride. It's possible. So it's kind of like, sometimes it's kind of like sitting in the front row of a Gallagher concert. What do you call that? A concert? How many of you have seen Gallagher with his hilarious smashing of watermelons? Boy, I tell you, if you're going to sit in the front row of that show, you better put on a rain poncho. Right. Well, you see, my story right now is that Octavio Silva is currently battling against an excess of chupacabras in his Mexican pueblo. He insists in Indiana. I keep explaining, no, Octavio Silva, that is not how it works. But he doesn't listen to me. He's sick, he says. Well, that's what happens when you get bit by a bunch of chupacabras, Octavio Silva. You think they are not disease carrying, you are mistaken. So we're working on enlightenment today. Everyone, let's begin with a deep breath, like this. And release. Now I want you to do that again, please. But this time, first light some birthday candles and put a birthday cake in front of you. Light all the candles. Okay? Now, like this. Okay. Now, deep breath. All the way in and blow out the candles. Okay, you're getting closer to enlightenment by the moment. Trust me. I am an experienced enlightenment guru. It is fun to stay home in bed. You got to admit that, Octavio Silva. Especially when there's a live stream to participate in. That makes it double fun. Then you get to hang out with people. And the chupacabras stay away a little bit more than usual. I like the fact you put okay in parentheses there, Winston Small. Gallagher's humor is okay. You can put a question mark after it as well if you'd like. Or you really can put humor in scare quotes, I think. Gallagher's humor, question mark, is okay, underlined, italicized, parentheses, brackets, question mark, question mark. I think that would be correct. I had a friend, John Penny, when I was a kid, who absolutely loved Gallagher. Just thought it was hilarious. Probably an ISTJ, I think. I don't know. He was into coding and shit. He might have been an INTJ. He was into coding at a very early age, like before computers were cool. And he was into like making robots and stuff. And Gallagher. Should you be saying oof? You know what, Hayden Capadona? It's a good question. I am going to transubstantiate you a bong rip as an answer. This will also bring you like, 6 to 8 inches closer to enlightenment, which isn't really that much progress since you're several miles away still, but it's a little progress, Oh, Gallagher is this awful comedian who hit fruit with a mallet. I shit you not. He's like Carrot Top with one joke. Carrot Top is weird. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what to say about Carrot Top except just. Oh. All right. Here we go. Hayden Capadona, by the powers vested in me as Archpastor of the Elorian Church, and in my capacity as additional Archpastor of God's Big Heaven Church, and as a fully licensed metaphysician, licensed by all licenses all the time, I hereby transubstantiate for you, Hayden Capadona, this bong rip of $100 OG. I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to put a dab on top of it too. To really make sure you're getting the full transubstantiation here. Okay. There you go. We dabbed it up a bit. Now here we go, Hayden. I hereby transubstantiate these. That was a good bong rip. I assume. I didn't get to feel any of the feeling of it. Obviously, all the impacts went into Hayden's brain. So I'm assuming, but I can kind of usually tell by the way my lungs feel. The transubstantiation happens after my lungs process it, but before my brain gets it. That's when the transubstantiation occurs. Hayden's not responding because his bell is pretty goodly rung, I suspect, by that one. I liked the first Home Alone movie, but in general, I agree with you. Physical humor is always so cringy to me as well. Thanks, Rachel, for noticing. Yeah, that's I do occasionally sing that, which is there's a Beck song in which Beck goes, "That was a good drum break," and I sing that too, that tune, but I say bong rip instead. So one of the things I do, I'm an SI type, right? There's a lot of callbacks in my life. Once something strikes me as worthy, then it doesn't really leave my life exactly. It's always there in my SI story. You know, Lucille Ball was a good comedian. You know, comedy doesn't age well, but she was good at what she did. You know, she was a good, smart lady. Are they calling my name? First of all, let me remind you, I think it was Octavio Silva who was wise enough to tell me to have the deck present itself to me first and to sort of declare itself what kind of deck it was. I want to remind everybody, this is a King of Swords deck, okay? It self-identifies as a King of Swords deck. So, you know you're going to get sometimes you're going to get stuff that stings a little bit. This deck's not afraid to bring the direct, hard truth to you, okay? So when you ask to interact with this deck, know you're asking to interact with the King of Swords. And according to my chart that Octavio Silva made, I'll tell you what that means. Being methodical, play by the rules, mind over matter, logic and reason, self-discipline, deep thinker, fair-minded. Well, it actually doesn't say like direct and caustic or anything, which I sort of oh, there's a lag. Yeah, there is a lag sometimes. That I think it links in with my Wi-Fi. Well, this card fell out. Ooh, Octavio, I think this one's for you. 8 of Swords. Wait, is that the 8 of Swords? Yes. 8 of Swords. What's that one mean? It means you're anxious, I think. It looks like he's anxious. He's worried. He's concerned. Are you worried and concerned right now? Let's see. You're sick. 8 of Swords. Feeling trapped, self-inflicted restriction, helplessness, focusing on the negative, anxiety. I think this card's about your physical state of being, Octavio. You right now, your body is 8 of Swordsing. That's what the deck says right away. It says, here's the simple, direct truth I have for you. You're sick, Octavio. You're sick. The tarot speaks. The tarot speaks. Oh. Okay, now, who's next? Let's see. Next, we got Hayden Capadona. Hayden Capadona, let's see what your card of the day is. We're going to do one card pulls today, I think. It's the 9 of Cups. It's a card that we like to call Dinner with Jesus. Yes, congratulations, Hayden Capadona. You have just won Dinner with Jesus. Dinner with Jesus is the 9 of Cups. No, the 9 of Cups. Wishes coming true, dreams becoming reality, bad times behind you, fulfillment, recognition, achievement. Hayden Capadona, this is your card. It's up to you, Hayden. That's up to you. You choose the menu. That's the other special thing about the Dinner with Jesus card is you choose the menu. If you want hamburgers and fries, that's fine. If you want lobster bisque, that's fine. You go ahead and choose that menu, buddy. All right, here we go. Octavia's not a lady. Gosh, Winston's mom. If he were a lady, why would his name be Octavio? God, lady. He's clad with a penis. All right. Let's see. Is it made from all his body parts, dinner? That's a good idea. I think this card's for you, Rachel. What is it? The Wheel of Fortune. You get the Wheel of Fortune, Rachel. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a cup? Is it going to be a rod? Is it going to be a sword? Is it going to be a pentacle? We don't know. What's it going to be? All right. Weinstein's mom. Are you ready? Winston's mom for the card. For you. Here it is. You get 9 rods. 9 rods. Is that how many rods you wanted? 9 rods. That's how many you get. Let's see what 9 rods means. Ongoing battle fatigue, strength of will, nearly there, close to success, holding out. Just keep holding on. Victory's around the corner. No. Octavio Silva is a small Mexican boy living in a pueblo overrun by chupacabras. I've explained this to people before. I don't know why they don't listen to me. Isn't that right, Octavio Silva? Rod Stewart, is he still alive? Is Rod Stewart still alive? People think I'm a lady because you're an FI dom and uses a bunch of exclamation points. That's a good reason. That's a good reason. Who else am I talking about here? Is there anybody else here? Well, there was Can Krishna Sarmapagu. Let's pull a card for Can Krishna Sarmapagu. Won't hurt. It won't hurt. You want a cool backstory like that? You think cool backstories like that are crummy, Hayden. This is what Can Krishna Sarmapagu got. Ace of Pentacles. What does that mean? Let's find out by looking at Eric's Tarot Guide. Ace of Pentacles. Financial new beginning, new financial opportunities, prosperity, stability. It sounds like that priest who's hard at work chanting mantras is going to do some good. Joel Nathan Henry, you get a tarot card. Congratulations. Here you go. Oh, you're still here. Glad to hear it. Yeah, your priest must be doing good work. You got your Ace of Pentacles. Here you go, Joel Nathan Henry. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. You get the Ace of Wands. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, this is like turned upside down halfway. Wait, is it? Yeah. You got the Ace of Wands. It was actually upside down. Ace of Wands. But I don't know. I don't mean to have reversals in here, but I guess it got turned around at some point. Oh, Ace of Wands. Why are you such a wand? Why are you such a wand, Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands? Why you want to wand me like that? Don't wand me like that, Ace of Wands. I got you all mixed up like the Ace of Wands. Okay. I've almost got him correctly turned around now. Almost isn't good enough, Eric. Almost isn't good enough. We're not playing horseshoes and hand grenades, Mr. Almost. I'm sick of your lazy ways. Do it right. Just do it right. Stop being you, okay? You're doing everything wrong. I want you and everybody else to stop being you and start doing things right. Everything's doing everything wrong while doing it right. I'm tired of it. That's why I'm taking charge now. I run shit around here. I'm taking charge, and everything's going to be fixed from now on. That's it. That's it. There's no more. No more. That's it. All right. I think I fixed it. This one. 3. That was upside down. I almost fixed it all the way. What's an upside down Ace of Wands? Wandy 8s? I don't know. I don't do reversals. Reversals are gaff. Everybody knows that. God, Eric, why did you get them all turned around like that? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, you don't know. That's the problem, huh? You don't even know what's wrong with you. Shh. I'm scolding you right now. Yeah, there's so many that are upside down. These ones are the last of them. Okay, there. There. Finally, I fixed it. It's all fixed now. Oh, you've been in the deck? Is that why they're all upside down like that, Missy? Oh. Guess it's my fault. I mean, I guess it's her fault. Okay. Now, I'm going to do a full pull for my beloved, precious, spectacularly delightful wonder lady, Rachel Apollosa. Here we go. Full pull for you, baby cakes. Here's your friend. 3 of Cups. Baby spilling blood on your head, on your head. Baby spilling blood on your head. 3 of Cups is the frame. Here is the completed past. 3 of Pence. Here's the conscious present. Queen of Cups. You're the Queen of Cups. Dolphins jumping over your feet. Okay. And here's the emergent present. The Magician. Pya. And here's the frame. I mean, the foundation. Transition. Death is the foundation. Huh. I say the death is the death of the past. The completed past was you being an effective worksman of some sort. The existent present is you being Queen of Cups. The emergent present is, I guess, me. I just say you get more of me as the future emerges. The frame is the 3 of Cups, which I think is like a love card or something. Reunion, celebrations, parties, socializing, gatherings, indulgence, happy times. These are pretty happy times for you, even though we're separated. The foundation being separation, I guess, is the why it's the death card. 13. Queen of Cups. What is Queen of Cups? Right now, you're Queen of Cupping. Maturity, femininity, easily wounded, daydreamer, empath, affectionate, sentimental. Well, you don't have to worry about whether you're easily wounded, my sweet and precious angel, because the absolute last thing I would ever want to do is to wound you. So you don't have to worry about that. I will prevent you from being wounded as best I possibly can. And the Magician, what's emerging for you is influence, willpower, resourcefulness, using your intellect, having the ability to be successful. So that's you as in the emergent present, I guess, is having those qualities. What does it say about the death card? 13? XIII? Oh, yeah. Octavia Silva got the numbers wrong on the end. I forgot. Transition, sudden upheaval, new beginnings, letting go, endings, change, spiritual transformation. Spiritual transformation. You hear that, Rachel? You have a foundation of spiritual transformation. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you should be sorry, Octavia Silva. I can't believe it. Apparently we have a public service announcement sign here in the chat. Public service announcement sign. Cloud, I know what's your public service announcement sign. You stop smoking. Smoking's bad. In honor of Cloud's unsolicited advice, I am going to go smoke a cigarette. And I'm going to ask you fine people, you find friends from the internet, lands afar, cultures of all sorts, from the pueblos of Mexico to the mantra reinforced adobe buildings of India. Can you guys please chat among yourselves while I go smoke this cigarette? I appreciate it. I appreciate your indulging me in this matter so much. It occurs to me that Cloud provides an excellent example of what it looks like. People often ask this question. Well, you say the eighth slot serves the first slot. What do you mean by that, Eric? Like, what would that be for SE DOM? Well, any serving SE is the way Cloud interacts in the chat. It's a perfect example of any always being manifested by the SE frame. It's never actually intending to engage ideationally. It's just kicking the ideational anthill, so to speak. And that's a perfect example of any always serving SE, even in extroverted intuition's native environment. It's interesting because a live stream environment is a lot like a political environment in that sort of the politician controls the communicative frame in a similar way, which is to say they don't have complete control over it, but they have mostly control over it. And I think what Cloud is kind of teaching me in general is how to distinguish between instances of extroverted intuition that are just there to manifest in the SE frame versus those that are there to manifest within the NE frame. It's something I need to learn to distinguish between better because it's about sort of what happens after rather than what it looks like initially, I guess. Chicken soup. Chicken soup. This is what I call chicken soup of the soul for intuitives. It's one of those horrible little books. You ever read one of those books? I've flipped through one. It's a good place actually to get speeches for elementary school. If you are an elementary school speech coach, as I have been before. I've coached I coached speech and debate at all levels. Well, not college, but elementary, middle school, and high school. Daddy's Day is a killer in elementary school. Let me tell you, that'll kill. Daddy's Day is this horrible, sad poem about a child who goes to Daddy's Day school, but her daddy has died. And all the other children proudly take their daddies up in front of his class, and then she has to say, "My daddy can't be here because he's dead." Oh, it's so sad. And you get like a cute little fifth grader or something to do it, fourth grader to do it. Man, it's great. It really works. That's the sort of strategic decision making one has to make as a speech and debate coach. What are the cognitive transitions of ESFPs? What does that mean? Cognitive transitions. What does he mean? Does he define the term? No, I'm sure he doesn't. HTTPS Tumblr. Let's see what we got on the old Tumblr schmumbler. Chicken soup, huh? Chicken soup recipe, chicken soup recipe. Everybody loves a chicken soup recipe. Yeah. God tier chicken soup recipe, huh? So I guess that's the one to go with. There's probably not a lot of chicken soup recipes that reach that level of quality. So I guess that's the theme today with Cloud here, is getting to observe, specifically having framed it thusly, getting to observe what NE looks like when it's always serving an SE frame, that's to say, kicking the ideational anthill. And it's something that, as a general populace, we need to have better resistance to, because it's like, it's what Trump does, and and you know, it seems so slabby that he's here to train me about this sort of thing in general. This whole modality, the way that my life is playing out, it seems so scripted to set me up for certain stuff. It's like everything is training me to be a more effective public figure, essentially, to be less susceptible to different different approaches to disruption and or hating. Like Cloud's not really a hater. He's not a spite monkey. He's just an SE Dom. An SE Dom whose tool function runs afoul of mine a lot of times. So he's going to be an example of his cognitive function stack. By the way, I'm impressed that you have successfully I lost my train of thought. The priest is now offering stuffs to the sacred fire pit. What stuffs is the priest offering? I'm curious. I guess I was gonna say, Cloud, but I'm impressed that you haven't ever really turned into a spite monkey. It's like you come in here and sometimes it's frustrating because in certain times I engage with you more than others, and if I don't, you get very frustrated and all that kind of stuff. But you haven't turned nasty, which I appreciate. You know, thank you. Um, it's not really that your ideas for provoking me or running out. It's that you're successfully training me to be less provocable, which I appreciate. Chicken soup for the ADHD soul. ADHD soul is in fact Adderall. Yes. How many books on a single subject? How does this happen? Well, it's just a. No, well, some people do, Cloud. Some people turn nasty. Some people do, and I've seen it over and over again. It depends how. I guess it does. It does have to do with the ego. It depends how attached they are to their ego and stuff like that. But yeah, don't do that. Okay, so it will give you a chance to undo it if you accidentally do it, though. So, hi there is no spoon. Right on, Cloud. That's cool. And like I said, the function of it is you are in fact training me successfully to deal with this particular mode of rhetorical attack. And all's fair, basically, in my mind, in terms of rhetorical attack. All's fair in love and war, they say. I don't necessarily agree with that at all, but I do agree that all's fair in terms of rhetorical attack almost. Not all's fair, but almost all. And so, I'm not one to get fussy about you taking your stab at provocation in lots of different ways. And I do believe he's an ESFP. I'm convinced at this point that Cloud actually is an ESFP, and I'm impressed that you typed yourself correctly. That's good. I don't look at them as an attack on me. I look at them as a rhetorical attack, which is fine. Like almost everything that is challenging is some kind of rhetorical attack, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's just this particular brand of rhetorical attack, it uses the SE frame to get its impacts. Namely, it shifts ground by starting fires in various places and then not attending to any of them. So, it's something I have to kind of get accustomed to seeing as an approach to disrupting my flow of thought and progress and whatever. Something I've got to get accustomed to successfully resisting. And I appreciate that opportunity. It's like I realize the slabs don't send you here for no reason, Cloud. They have their own purposes that I don't quite understand that serve your storylines and mine both. And so it's just I'm just really, really feeling the NI lately. Just shockingly much, and I don't quite know what to do with it because I am by nature ignoring of NI, and it's weird. I feel like I'm floating. I really do. I feel like I'm floating on a cloud of magic. I just feel it. I anticipate things happening. Like it wouldn't surprise me if this channel ends up getting deleted by YouTube, which would seem like an incredible tragedy, but would also sort of clear away a lot of baggage that I would have as a public figure otherwise, which I'm not going to clear away on purpose. I don't think your FI is malevolent. I think your SE is SE. And when you're in a external metaphysical environment like this, cloud, then you're not your cognitive function stack is not native to this environment at all. But your 8th slot function is there to render your dominant function effective in whatever environment. And so that's what it's doing. Well, I mean, it's like there's this questionnaire that I haven't gotten around to filling out yet that says, like, help make YouTube safer for teens and families. Well, by YouTube standards, I don't think I'm ever going to be exactly safe for teens and families in some sense. It's like I am totally, but I use profanity. I talk about, I use a lot of blue humor. I make jokes about drugs. I smoke weed on camera. Is that ever going to qualify as safe by YouTube standards? I don't think it is. I think that's just sort of this reality is coming to me. That if that's what YouTube is becoming, if it's going to become a Disney friendly environment, then I'm just not going to fit in here. Well, I mean, but it's changing. This is the thing, Octavio Silva and Cloud and whatever, is it's changing. He swings flashlights around on camera? What does that mean? Things are changing. Just because you can come up with examples of people who are still we're still getting away with some stuff doesn't mean they're going to continue to. What are fleshlights? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Anyway, okay, well, regardless, I think the general milieu, or whatever you want to call it, is changing, and I don't think that I'm not absolutely sure that. Do you think that people scissor with those when they're alone? The other thing is, this is a channel in which there's a lot of satire and referencing of things in ways that are contextually understood differently than they might literally be understood. So I might say words that mean yeah, but in the context and based on my tone and various other things, you can tell I'm joking, or you can tell that I'm making a point or something like that. But algorithms aren't really usually that nuanced. So it's like I can't stop being me, and I'm not going to. And so we'll see what happens. I'm not saying that I hope it happens. I'm not necessarily even saying that I'm predicting that it's going to happen, but just I'm saying that I'm vulnerable. I just am. I'm vulnerable to being taken down. this channel. So, what does that mean exactly? It's kind of depressing, right? But it's also kind of just reality. It's like, and everything seems so NI that if something like that were to happen, I'd assume it would have happened for reasons larger than that. Rachel and I do plan to scissor at some point. We haven't gotten around to it yet, just to try it out. I don't think either of us have ever scissored before, so. So anyway, you will stop smoking at 23. Good for you, Cloud. And then you'll be a healthy non-smoker at 30. Yeah, it's going to be a little while, but you know. I'm just realizing how YouTube must make military family separations much easier. I lived alone in Korea for a year, but no contact. But ladders, imagine how this makes family feel closer. Well, YouTube's a great way for me and Rachel to connect while I'm doing my thing and she's whatever she's doing. I don't know what she's doing. Probably just hanging out in the live stream. It's at the moment, but the thing that makes separation with Rachel pretty easy is Google Hangouts. So it's like, you know, we're both kind of have fairly cushy schedules, so we can hang out a lot of times without not a lot of scheduling. You know, it's like I call Rachel every random time she's usually available. Oh, big stretches for little Eric. As we once again have an excellent demonstration of extroverted sensing, framing, and defining the extroverted intuition that serves it. There is no spoon. I want to talk to you today about the lesson that we are learning from Cloud, which is SE DOMs use extroverted intuition to kick the metaphysical anthill sometimes, especially SEFI. And that is what Cloud is doing here. Excellent, excellent, Rachel. I'm very proud of you. Thank you. I am all arms and legs. It's true. I'm all arms and legs. I'm a tall, lanky fellow. One thing that I'm grateful to my dad for is he always told me when I was a kid that I needed to stand up straight so that I wouldn't get a hump in my back. And for most of my life, as I walk around, I periodically remind myself to stand up straight. You know, as a tall person, it's very easy to get into a habit of slumping too, because it brings you closer to the level of everybody else, you know. But my dad was always on me to stand up straight. Change the angle of your brain. Okay, this should not. Like, this is the kind of shit that YouTube's gonna get mad about. That's what I think. Yeah, I remember that day when you and Mom drove away, leaving me in California. That was an odd day. You dropped me off with this woman who looks just like me. So this is your new mother. So believable. Um, anyway, I do have shorts on, you guys. It's not like I'm naked from the bottom down. See? Shorts on. Short pants. Well, you know, I walked. I walked. It was a long walk, but you know, I found a treasure map. I just followed it all the way until I found my parents. Never did find the treasure though. Why you gotta ruin it for us? What am I ruining for you? Right. I was a little guy, just 3 days old, but I had strong legs. I already jumped over the Grand Canyon on a horse, so I knew I could do it. That was on the day after my birth. I jumped over Grand Canyon on a horse. It was a good horse, and I gave him quite the pep talk. Yeah, Frank James is an INFJ. There is no spinning. Cloud is just kicking the anthill. That's why we appear different, but oh my god, some of the things he says does remind me of myself. Doof. Yeah, he's an INFJ. Rachel, you're a special, precious angel, is what you are. You have introverted preciousness as your dominant function, followed by extroverted angelhood. So that's what type you are. You are the Fort Knox filled with the gold bullion of my love. What am I going to do today? I can't just sit around all day again. His mom said Host Eric came out. And she was like, that came out of me? Yes. I'm like, hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I got to go jump over the Grand Canyon. I high-fived the doctor. Passable work, good sir. Passable work. And sauntered down to the local Western store to get chaps and what they call a riding diaper. You know, I had a long ride ahead of me. I also got a big sombrero because my newborn skin was sensitive to the sun. The doctor actually did apparently tell my mom that I was the longest baby in 2 weeks or something like that, or a month or something. I don't know. Longest baby all month, something like that. But I only ended up growing up to 6'4". So not that tall. I mean, actually, there was a brief time in my life when I was 6'5" at my tallest, but I seem to have like shrunk a quarter inch or something. So I like how Rachel's so Not a writing diaper. A writing diaper. um. So to observe and to know are different things. Well, to know is a form of observation. So observation takes multiple forms. You can observe by knowing, by deliberating, by acting, or by interfacing. Presumably also by dreaming. I guess that would qualify as another attentional manner. Bum bum bum, Benny Hinn has arrived. Make us all fall over with your power. And Lord, then you and Lord, heal you. And I fall over. Eric, do you know what I realized? What did you realize, Cloud? Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks, Cloud. Appreciate that. Appreciate you sharing that wonderful insight with us. Folks, Cloud is here. He's sharing his insights. I want everyone to sup upon the ample, ample benefits to be attained by hearing what he has to say and factoring his insights into your overall worldview. It's important. Nietzsche had some great psychological insights, like how peanut butter and ham, not so bad. And it's not. It's not that bad. Or do you? You do, Winston's mom. I am actually alive at this moment. I am responsive to what you are saying in the chat. That's how you can tell. Unless I'm some sort of robot. I could be a robot. Robotic robot. I'm not a robot, though. Rachel knows I'm not a robot. He said when you accept a friend, you have to accept the enemy in him, too, because friend and enemy are two ends of the same thing. Who said that? Nietzsche? I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with it. Why would that be the case? What's his warrant? You're just making the claim? His warrant is because friend and enemy are two ends of the same thing. Okay, so if I paint my walls black, does that mean I also have to paint them white because black and white are two ends of the same spectrum? No, that's stupid. Was that a low on groceries day? I don't know. What are you asking about? You can know if I'm wearing pants. I show you, I'm wearing short pants, though. They're not long pants. See? Eric, how do I tell if I'm INFP or ISFP other than any tests? That's an INFP question. Octavio Silva. I would say that's definitely an INFP question more than an ISFP question. But I would not say that it's necessarily something that can be observed. I would say the observation of something may comprise knowing, and knowing comprises a form of observation. Well, no, it's true that not all forms of observation are knowledge. That's true. But observation is basically attention. It's the same thing as observation. Oh, ham and peanut butter sandwich. No, that was a phase I went through in middle school when I wanted peanut butter and ham. I didn't like, at the time, mustard, and I didn't like mayonnaise already. I always hated mayonnaise. It's just like, no, no, no. I'm not having mayonnaise. I don't want any mayonnaise on my sandwich. Just stop putting mayonnaise on my sandwiches. Everyone in the world, just stop putting mayonnaise on my sandwiches, please. I don't like mayonnaise. With that moment of indignation, I am going to go smoke another cigarette. It is true. I want to stress, Keegan, that one can observe metaphysical objects. That is to say, one doesn't have to have objects in space to have observation. So if that's one of the points you're trying to get at, that's absolutely correct. Well, what Dave Superpowers is cueing in on there is that INTJs have third slot FI, which is an absolute value. And so, it's like saying, well, Eric's a feeler because he prioritizes FE so much. That doesn't make me a feeler. That's an accurate description of my value matrix, perhaps, that I have feelings as an absolute value. Some part of my 7th slot FI is an absolute value, and at least some part of my 3rd slot FE is absolute value, and they are important factors in making me be how I am. But that doesn't make me a feeler. I want to talk a little bit right now about what I would call exploration phase and argumentation phase. So, interestingly, I anticipated this from Keegan when I was standing over there. And that's why I want to talk about exploration phase and argumentation phase. My exploration phase is done. I've got my cases built, and I'm ready to argue them. It's not that I think I'm always right. It's that I'm ready to be confronted with arguments I haven't anticipated or something like that. You're in exploration phase. We're in different phases. That's all there is to it. I'm ready to argue my case. I'm not building a case still. That doesn't mean that I think I'm always right, blah, blah, blah. It does mean that I'm ready to argue my case. which means if you're going to be right, you're going to have to dispute it successfully. You're not ready to argue a case yet. You're still in exploration phase, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know what the source of type is. I have no answer for that question. I've been asked it a million times. I've never had any answer for it. I don't know whether it's genetic, whether it's nurture, nature, or whatever. I have only speculation. Oh, okay. Well, regardless, that's the line of attack I would expect in response to the way I dealt with your observations, which is, you seem to think you know the answer to everything already, Eric. Well, I do think I know the answer to everything already, which is to say I'm done building my case, and that doesn't mean my case is necessarily 100% correct. It means basically, it needs to be tested in fire. It can't be tested any other way at this point. Well, Cloud's an ESFP, Keegan. He is one of the topics today is that what Cloud does when he's here is he demonstrates what it is to use eighth slot NE in support of dominant SE. Let's say he kicks ideational anthills, hoping to provoke change within the ideational landscape, but it's not really intentional change. So in other words, it's not intended to do anything particularly except to disrupt the flow of the ideational landscape. You don't make arguments, Cloud. We've already been over this. Action figures. Action figures are great. Dolls are for girls, though. Perhaps it's just the groove carved by his ideation. I mean, what I see it as is clearly a demonstration of what happens when SE is the dominant frame with FI tool and NE is serving the SE all the time. It's starting lots of fires. Like Cloud doesn't return to subjects, it doesn't stay on a subject long enough to debate it out and then incur the consequences of that, which is to say, if I make an argument that meow and then the other person asks me, okay, well, substantiate that argument, then I provide substantiation and we argue back and forth, and it gets the fire either gets put out or it builds into a conflagration depending on how successful the argumentation is. Cloud doesn't engage in that process. He starts fires and then starts another fire someplace else. It's also called shifting ground. What are your thoughts on Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra? I've never read it. I don't know. So, well, that's not really much of an argument, Cloud, because extroverted intuition is a way of paying attention. It's not contained within words. Well, okay. You're welcome to have that opinion. The thing is, I don't have any Adderall. I haven't had it for a while now. And I'm just not feeling that interested in a bunch of back and forth really at the moment. I'm good. It's like my whole life is really coming together into an NI whole. Rachel and I are fantastic as a couple. I've never been in such a good relationship before. That makes everything kind of different, and it just really feels like everything in life is moving to a head of some sort. That I don't know what's coming up, but there's a lot of weight, and I kind of like it, and I kind of am a little scared of it all. I feel destiny looming upon me heavily in some ways. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I feel like kind of yeah. My two parents are both sensors. I'm intuitive. But I'm going to tell them anything definitive at all, except that um, I guess intuitive would have to be recessive. I mean, if intuitive was recessive, then it might make sense. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it at all. All right. I'm going to split. Thanks for being here, everybody. Rachel, if you're still here, I think I'm going to call you right now. And I'll talk to everybody later. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. And don't forget to rock and roll. No, TIFE is not goal oriented.